Hey guys, so this is Dr. Brazier, and I'm here to kind of show you how your class is put together. And so, as you can see here, if you sign in and you click into your course, you'll notice that when you come in, it's going to give you an announcement, and this is your welcome announcement that's telling you about let's get started. And so you can see kind of what's assigned, what you should be doing, and all of these should, for the most part, have a video that you can click on and it'll open it and you can watch it. So what you want to do from here is you will want to go into the content area here. You can click that, and in a moment to get in there. You're going to see here, it's going to talk a little bit about introduction to course and what basically is assigned right here. So this is the very first thing that you're going to get to, and you can read through it. So this very first link here, if you click on this, it's going to give you the system requirements and everything that you need to know in order to utilize the McGraw-Hill Connect that we're using. I'm going to go back. This is going to give you your registration information. So you click on there and it'll basically tell you about your course, and right, it'll tell you kind of, and this changes depending on what course you're in, but it'll tell you the instructor, what semester, and basically registration dates, and it gives you the link. Now, I have taken that link and connected it into your D2L. So if you look, you click that, and it'll get you straight to the site that you can register for the McGraw-Hill Connect. So it's opening here, and basically you're going to put your email here and it'll begin registration. So yeah, if you're already in the class, you could just sign in here if you ever want to go back and just be in that course. So let's go back to the introduction to course, and that tells you basically how you can get registered for the actual course. Now from there, the next part is the syllabus. So you can download the syllabus here, and here's a video that goes over the syllabus. It's about 30 minutes. Here is the getting started with McGraw-Hill, and this is the online tutorial that I'm making right now. This right here is Lone Star testing information overall and the University Park tutoring information. General lab safety information is here, and your personal introduction. So you can go in here, and the personal introduction is going to basically use Animoto, and it's going to ask you to basically make a video that talks a little bit about yourself. And in the video, you're just going to put pictures and type information in there. I have an example in there exactly how it works. Please make it look similar to what mine is. Don't just sit there and talk for 3 minutes about yourself. We want to actually see pictures, hear music, make it interesting. And then you're going to watch 3 of them and respond to them. And you are going to basically create a topic with your first and last name and just put the link in. That's extra credit. And then here, you'll notice there's a diagnostic exam. This is extra credit to give you an idea of how this works. This is due the 15th. And then your first lab safety module here. And that is due on the 15th. And the personal introduction is due on the 14th. So that is due here in a couple days. Now, if you look over here, you'll notice that's the introduction information. And if you go down here, I do have some student success links, so you can come in here. If you wanted to know what your learning style is, how to use a textbook, time management, study place assessment, how to take notes, study strategies, how to study for exam, all of these things, you can print these out and do some of these little quizzes yourself. If at any point you just want to ask the class in general information, a question, you can go in here. And this is the student communication forum. I don't come in here. This is something just to help you guys. You can start a thread and talk back and forth here and get a good idea of, kind of if people are having problems, you can work together. Or say maybe you're like, hey, are you having problems opening this assignment? You can find out, is it a class issue or is it just a you issue? Now, the lab assignments for submissions are in here if you want to post them, but I also have them in the actual area that they've been assigned. So they're in two places for you. So let's look to see in your chapter. If you remember from your syllabus, it's going to tell you what chapters are due. So you can come into each chapter, it tells you what unit it's part of, and it tells you what pages in the book to read and what connect assignments. So for here, this chapter, there's a chapter 1 module for the book itself and the chapter 1 homework. These are due on Thursday, May 16th at 11:59. And so you'll see here, this is a PowerPoint. You can click on that, download it, and open it. These are study guides. So if you click into these guys, you'll see, I want you to look at these, that these are kind of like baby reviews for you. You can go as you're going and watching the videos and as you're going and getting information. You can fill in these questions basically, and it'll help you get prepared for the actual test. So it's asking you basically to fill in this information, right? And it just kind of goes over, and this is a nice outline and study guide for you for each exam. So you fill them out, and in the process of filling it out, you're learning. Now, at any point, if you fill that whole thing out and you want to ask some questions about it or make sure that it's right, you can just email it to me. Now, I found helpful internet videos that go over all the different topics I find helpful in that section. And this tells you basically the 2 assignments. So you can click on them. And they're going to open up. Now mine's taking a little bit longer than normal just because I'm running something in the background right now. So it's going to come up, and this is what it's going to look like. And you basically can, there we go. And I can kind of preview it so you can see what it looks like. Mine looks different than yours because, of course, I have an instructor. So basically, these modules are through the book. And so it's going to open here. These are completion grades. So you go in and you're like, okay. You can go and you can read all the different pages here, right? And so this is your first page, and it's loading it here. And you can read through it, get an idea, and go through it. You can also have it read to you if you want it to read to you.
Reading with SmartBook helps you put emphasis on the critical paragraphs first. These critical paragraphs are highlighted in yellow. While you read, SmartBook will monitor your progress and collect relevant questions for you. Sometimes you'll notice that the practice icon has started to glow. That means SmartBook thinks it's a good time for you to practice what you have read. But it's your choice. You can ignore this and keep reading if you prefer. There is no penalty.
And so, what she means is over here where you see the practice, you can click on here, and it's going to start asking you questions. So it says a structure to the front of another is blank to that structure. So then you can click on it and go either anterior or dorsal. It's in front of another. So let's say we're going to think it's anterior. And do you know the answer? So you're going to say, do you have no answer and you're just guessing? You're unsure. You think so. I know it. So let's say we think so. And it's going to say, okay, good. Well, you got it correct and you kind of thought it was. And so you go, and if you got it wrong, you could hit the read about, and it's going to open it up to where that was discussed in the book and highlight it. So that's how this works in the Learn Smart module. So I'm going to go ahead and close that now. Now, the second kind of assignment that we'll show you here is the homework. So I'm going to launch that. And I'm going to preview this. So you'll notice that they have, 66 questions here. And these kind of things you're just going to kind of look and read, and it says right here, right? The figure illustrates the stages of negative feedback control. A body temperature, place the label in the correct location. So you are looking over here, and it's giving you the answers. So what you would do is you take this and you move it over to the different locations. And then at the end, you would submit it, and it would give you, if you're right or wrong, give you questions, and it'll give you several chances to try to fix it. On mine, because I'm an instructor, it's showing you all the answers. But that's kind of how it works there. And so that's for chapter 1, kind of giving you an idea of how all of that works. Let's get down to, let's say, chapter 3, or let's go back to, chapter 3. Again, you have all the same stuff as before, and it tells you when the due dates are for everything. And if you go down to your assignment, you'll notice that they have something a little bit different. Hoping they'll let me get into these. I don't have a student account, so sometimes they don't allow instructors to always sign in. I'm going to launch here. So these are the Learn Smart modules. You're going to go in just like anything, and we're going to preview them. It runs on Flash, so you have to allow Flash. Okay, and it is running it. And these are the Learn Smart. So this is one of the 2 major types of labs that you'll do. And it says study tips. It's okay to miss a question. We'll help you learn the topic. So thank you for being patient as it's opening here.
In this lab, I will introduce you to how to use the bright field microscope. You will learn how to operate the parts of the microscope. You will then apply these skills to observe various structures of the human body. Click on the yellow bar to begin.
So it's telling you the rough averages. It may take you less time, it may take you more time. These are rough averages. So you start on the 10 minutes where it says core.
Let's start by reviewing some of the applications of microscopy in anatomy and physiology.
And so here it's saying important to know about microscopy and anatomy and physiology. What? How microscopes can be used to study the body's organs, the relative size of different structures. Then you hit on next.
The goal of microscopy is to create an enlarged, clear image of objects too small to be seen without magnification. A bright field microscope, typically used in a general microbiology lab, enables viewing of eukaryotic microorganisms such as algae, protozoa, and fungi, as well as prokaryotic organisms such as bacteria and archaea. The greater magnification and resolution provided by an electron microscope is required to view viruses.
And then you just hit the next. And then it'll ask you questions here again, right? Which of the following approaches to studying which of the following approaches to the study of the human body enables direct viewing of cells and tissues? And if you're thinking maybe it's microscopy and you know it, then you would be right. And so they're just going to go through and answer these questions, and you can go, I have no idea. And they're going to fill them in, and you're like, okay. And then they'll give you suggested resources where you can go. And as you can see, it's telling you when you complete mastery up here. Now over here, if you hit this little guy, you can go where it says overview, and it'll take you back.
Go back and finish.
And they'll say you're about 25% done. And some of them you can go through.
I would like to introduce you to the basic principles of bright field microscopy. So please click the yellow bar now.
And you can go into here and
the bright field microscope
it's going to talk, and sometimes
to generate a high quality image of the specimen.
They're going to have you move
First
stuff
step
around.
is to turn the light knob to adjust.
Wait, let me
adjust the contrast of the specimen. Next, ensure that the ocular lenses are aligned with our own eyes.
So they're explaining stuff, and sometimes with these you're going to have to move stuff around and mix things around, and then you're going to finish it and answer questions about that. So that kind of gives you an idea of how those work. Let me get to one of the phys labs and then we'll be done. Okay, and the last kind of lab that I wanted you guys to see are these things right here. And so this is, if you look at this, you'll notice it says the same thing twice. And that's because this is where you actually do it, and this is where you submit the PDF of it. And I've basically put that throughout all of them. And I'll see if it'll allow me to open it. Sometimes it won't. Because again, I have an instructor account and not a student account. So I'll see if it'll let me do it here. Let's see. Let me get in here. So you may need to download Flash. Okay, let's see if it'll let it do it now. Okay. Thank you for your patience. Just recently updated my browser and my operating system. I did not realize I didn't have this on there. But basically, you're going to do some of the same things. It's going to have a set of pre-lab questions you have to answer. It's going to have a set of experiments you had to do, and it's going to show you the data. I would take pictures as you get every graph, just in case the PDF doesn't quite work. And I'm going to put something online that kind of talks about how you can fix things if they're not working quite right. I got my little death ball there, so I'm not going to be able to show you this right now. And then at the end, you're going to have some post-lab questions. So what's going to do is you're going to make a PDF of it or screenshot of it, each page, as you get done. And basically what you're going to do is once you get the PDF, you're going to come over here and you're just going to click in here and you are going to upload and make it, put the title, the FIS2, and your name. Put your name first so that I know who it is. And then you're just going to upload it. Let me see if it's there yet. It's not really doing anything. Let me see. Your exams are here, and it's just like a regular assignment. You click on it, it'll open it up, and you have, it is timed, 120 minutes, each one of them, and they're anywhere from about 72, I think, questions to 101 here, so make sure that you're aware of your time. And then the last kind of thing that you have is a lab practical here, and those are going to go, basically this is lab practical 1, so it's going to incorporate labs that are running through chapter 1 through 10, and it's a 60-minute time limit, and it's basically timed as well in here, and it's questions that pertain to all those labs. So you'll need to study because I don't believe you'll have enough time if you don't study. Sorry guys. To get that information and find it. So make sure that you're looking and studying and getting what you need to do. And then the last thing that we have way at the bottom is you'll notice the comprehensive final. The comprehensive final is actually through D2L, and there is going to be a practice test in here, and I'll make a video over that later. So that kind of shows you what the actual course entails. You can find all your links here through D2L and any other information you need. If you have any questions, just let me know. Have a great semester, guys, and I'll talk to you soon.